My name is Lizzie, and this is Lizzie's Literary Life. I feel like I said that weird, but I'm not going to say it again. And today, we are talking about my least favorite books of 2022. I don't want to take too long with this. I don't want to, beat up on these books too bad. I don't want to, I'm just going to tell you what they were. These books might be for you. They're not the worst books ever. I just didn't enjoy them. They're my least favorites. I have 10, a bottom 10 list. We're going to go from my number 10 least bad to number 1 least favorite book of 2022. And we're going to get started. In 10th place, we have The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. This book I read for the Shelf This Book Club, and it was the first Shelf This pick that I participated in, and I didn't like it, and none of us liked it, but I have really liked later Shelf This picks, so it's okay. This is so weird. What is it even about? There was so much going on, and I didn't understand any of it, and it just was what? I'm trying to think of how to say the synopsis. It's culty, fantasy, horror, boring, and confusing. Yep, okay. Number 9 is The Shadows by Alex North. This is another horror that I just thought was boring, and I didn't really like it, and I don't really remember what it's about either. It's I don't know, some kids have some dreams or something, and there's some murders maybe, and there are creepy elements, but I just thought it was boring and I didn't like it. We're going through these super fast. Number 8, we have Dead Girls, Essays on Surviving an American Obsession by Alice Boleyn. This is low down on this list in terms of less bad. I did give it 1.5 stars, but there are some 2 stars that ranked higher than it, just because I think it was not the fault of the book. It was the fault of my expectations and the marketing. And I saw it on an article. I read it because I saw it on a listicle, and the article description was really misleading. I thought this book was going to be essays about the true crime obsession lately, resurgence in the last few years, and it was not. It was a memoir. It was autobiographical essays about this woman moving to LA, and I was I just found it boring. It just was not what I was expecting, and I didn't care at all about this book. Number 7, people like this book, so the next 2 people really like. These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I did not like this book. I thought it was way too YA for me, just really annoying. I found the characters super annoying. I found it the premise is so good that it's Romeo and Juliet in 1920s Shanghai. That sounds incredible. And it just was not. It just was not for me personally. I was bored by the mystery. I thought it was predictable, and I thought that the characters were really insufferable and not in a good way. You were supposed to like them, and they were not likable. I didn't like them. Yeah. Number 5. Number 6. Number 6 is, and you will like this one too, People Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I thought it was boring. And it's a friends to lovers or friends to enemies to lovers, where these 2 best friends go on a vacation every year, but 2 years ago something happened where they had a falling out or whatever, and now they're going back for one last vacation, and they fall in love. I thought it was really boring. I thought it was not much happening. I didn't think they had chemistry. I don't like Emily Henry's writing. I recently read Book Lovers, and I didn't like it either. So I just think I'm not an Emily Henry fan. I know a lot of people love her, but just not for me. Mostly I thought it was boring. A lot of these I thought were boring. I wasn't rooting for the romance really. So next, number 5 is The Christmas Pact by Penelope Ward and Vi Keeland. This is Vi Keeland. This is a Christmas romance novella that I read for my Christmas vlog. And it was the lowest rated Christmas romance, but honestly, I can't remember which one this was. I don't remember anything about it. So, no, that was the Mistletoe Bet. Which one was this? Was this the one where he was I feel like there were 2 where the guy was I'm going to make you love Christmas by this date. Otherwise, there's a bet or whatever. But what was this one about? Therefore, it's on this list. Also, I didn't like it at the time. I gave it 1.5 stars. Next, we have Christmas Caramel Murder by Joanne Fluke. This was the worst book I read for that Christmas vlog. This was the Christmas mystery. It just was badly written. And now Kindle keeps suggesting me her other books because she has like 1 million in this series. And the mystery was boring and predictable. The writing was bad. It was like 90% recipes. And I don't mean like a page with a recipe on it. It was like, here's how you make my special dish. First you do this in the prose. It was like, first you do this, and then you do this, and then you add this. And my brother really likes, like, the characters were like telling you how to make these recipes. And I was like, what? Anyway, number 3 is, I haven't talked about these next 2 on my channel before. I actually did. So last 2021 December, I decided I was going to read all of the Goodreads Choice nominees for fiction. And I was going to make a video about it, and I got all the way to the end. I read all of the books, but I didn't finish until like March because I was waiting for the audio holds to come in. I did them all on audio. And by the time it got to March, I just had lost momentum. So I have all of this footage about all of these books that were Goodreads Choice nominees in 2021, and I read them all, and that video never came out, so never edited it. Whatever, but 2 of those books are numbers 2 and 3 on this list. Number 3 is The Wish by Nicholas Sparks. This was, I wouldn't have picked it up if I hadn't been doing that video. It's not my type of thing. It's about like a woman who, I read this in January, so I really don't remember, but about a woman who is an artist or something, and she meets this guy, and then she's telling this guy about her childhood and her childhood like teenage romance at this small town, beach town, with this guy. And it just was very middle-aged man writing a teenage girl, and it was so cheesy. Like, I know it's Nicholas Sparks, but like, and it just was not good, and I didn't like it. Number 2 is a book that actually a lot of people like. It was one of these Goodreads Choice books, and it was longlisted for the Women's Prize. The Paper Palace by Miranda Kelly Heller. This is about a woman who cheats on her husband, and it like follows it starts with her cheating on her husband, and then it follows the next 24 hours after she does that, and the last like 60 years. So it goes back to like her mother's childhood. And I think that could be good. I just found her insufferable. Like, and maybe I didn't get it. But I just did not like her. I did not like this book. I thought it was boring and so annoying. Like, annoying. And the number 1 worst book I read in 2022 was for the other Goodreads vlog, the Mystery Thriller 2022 Goodreads vlog, which actually did come out, and that was The Night Shift by Alex Finley. This was the only 1-star review I gave this year. It was lame, it was stupid, and it was problematic. So this is a mystery thriller about some teens who like are murdered at like a pizza place or like an ice cream parlor or something. I don't know. And there's this similar crime at a Blockbuster where some teenage employees Clementine were killed, and they're like trying to investigate the connection. It just was badly done. It was, again, a middle-aged white man writing teenage girls, and there were some lines in there, and Clementine is all over my keyboard, and it just was bad, and the ending was so stupid. And that's the worst books I read this year, or my least favorite books that I read this year. I also, real quick, am going to do a tour of my DNFs. Clementine, I need you off my keyboard so I can go to my DNFs. Okay, DNFs. I had 5 DNFs this year, and I'm just going to run through them really quick. The first one was Tender as the Flesh by Augustina Bazterrica. I DNF'd this at 25%. This is a cannibalism book that people love. I thought it was gross and boring. Like, it was gross, and I knew it was going to be gross, and that wasn't really my problem. It was that, like, everyone was talking about, like, oh, what it's the themes, it's saying something about society, and I just didn't get it. I just was not there. Like, I felt like I got everything that I was going to get out of it in that 25%, and I didn't need to watch the rest of it. By watch, I mean read. I also DNF'd Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sulin Tan at 34%. This is about the Daughter of the Moon Goddess. It's a fantasy. It was nominated for Goodreads Choice Fantasy. Some people like it. I've seen a lot of negative reviews as well. I got to 30%. Okay, so I knew that there was going to be a romantic element. And I really liked the first 30%. I thought it was really well written, like beautifully written. We got to 30% and the guy and the girl get together. And I was like, okay, so what's going to happen for the next 70%? And the answer is love triangle. And I saw that and I was like, nope. Bye. The third book I DNF'd was When Women Ruled the World, Six Queens of Egypt, which mostly, by Kara Cooney. Mostly I DNF'd this because the audiobook was due back to the library. And I was like, it's just not worth finishing. Like, whatever. So I didn't hate this book. It just was like kind of whatever. I also DNF'd that at 30%. At 3%, like 5 pages in, I DNF'd A Whole New World by Liz Braswell. I started reading it and I was like, this is just not for me right now. Not for me right now. Not for me right now. And the last book I DNF'd in 2022 was More of You by A.L. Jackson. I DNF'd this at 18%. This is a Kindle Unlimited romance. And I thought I could do it and I could not. The writing was just not good. So, yeah, those are my DNFs. And those are my least favorite books of the year. And this concludes the 3 videos I'm filming today. So I hope you enjoyed all 3 of them. They're probably all out by now. Like and subscribe and comment whether you have read any of these books or what your least favorite book of the year was, or that Clementine has a nice tail. And that's all. Bye.